Galimera, Galimera, Galimera. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And again, I do apologise for this early broadcast. The reason is the lovely Jane, she's out guiding today and she's going to be up at the shipwreck all day. So we've been up at the crack of dawn. I've also been going through the news as well. And to be honest, today's news is a real mixed bag at the moment. But before I start on that, this is our new little addition. Still calling her lady at the moment. We haven't come up with any names at the moment, but she has settled in so well. There's Mr. Pickles. He's just scooting by. In fact, when you see the two of them together, you realise just how much bigger Mr. Pickles is compared to her. I took her to the vet yesterday. The vet was impressed with her, so he's dewormed her, checked her for fleas, and she's been given some little tablets as well because she had a bit of a cold, believe it or not. And although I wouldn't have thought she had a cold, but the vet knows more than I do. But anyway, that's her. And she's settled in ever so well. The other cats have been really good with her as well, which is really nice. And there you go. So let's have a look at the weather today then. Well, the weather today, absolutely glorious. Again, still very, very hot at the moment. Looking out towards the hills and looking towards Sillery direction and looking in towards town as well. It's still very, very hot at the moment. Just going to quickly check the lovely Amanda's concise weather forecast. She said, morning, Ginge. Friday's weather, still yellow alert for extremely high temperatures. It's going to be sunny and warm, temperatures of 34 degrees, but it's going to feel like 38. Have a great day. I feel sorry for Jane actually up at the shipwreck with these temperatures because it is very, very hot. Anyway, got to say first things first, happy birthday to my mother. It's her birthday today and she's going to be 88 years of age. I spoke to her yesterday. She's going to my brother's house for the day. They're going to take her from the nursing home in Cliftonville. Near Margate, and she's going to go over to Wye, in the little village of Wye, where she's going to spend the day with my brother and his family. So she's getting out and about, which I'm so pleased about. So, Mum, I don't know if you're watching this, whether John, one of the carers in the home, will put this up on the telly for you. But happy birthday, all my best wishes from Jane and I, and we hope that you have a fantastic day. We're going to give you a call later in the day once you get to Simon's and see how you're getting on. All right. Also as well, I've got some news reference Wiggy, the ambassador for Wigan over in Limassol. Unfortunately, I got a message yesterday that Wiggy is back in the ICU. He cannot speak very well. I hadn't heard from him yesterday and I thought, well, that might be good news because the first reports I got was that he was out of the ICU and onto a general ward. It seems that he had complications through the day yesterday and he's now been readmitted into the ICU. I'm not going to go into all his medical history, but anyway, fella, I've been speaking to his wife this morning. Can I also thank Dennis Carroll as well as Derek Cole. They're actually out there in Cyprus and on the ground, and they're the people that are liaising between Safa and Wiggy and his wife. So hopefully things can help him and things can move forward for him. So once again, Wiggy, and there's loads of people rooting for you at the moment, mate. You've got lots of great people who are offering their concerns and also their well wishes as well. So once again, hopefully you're going to get through this, mate. All right. It's too young to check out, mate. All right. You're too young to check out. Just keep on fighting, mate. Per ardua, as we would say in the regiment. Right. Let's just have a quick look. Can I just say today, in regards to the news, last night, lots of discussion. I was in Magdalena's last night watching the programme I made the day before. That was repeated actually up on the big screens with my direct feed. A lot of talk about what's been going on in the last 24 hours with the announcement made by Boris and also Transport Minister Mr. Shapps. I'm going to go into that in detail, but again, this uncertainty is absolutely driving everybody nuts, all right, at the moment, and that will become clear as I go through the news. I can already see people putting messages up about cannot believe Greece is in amber. Yeah, I'm going to come on to that. Trust me, Mandy, I'm going to get to there in a minute. All right. First of all, just got to quickly look at the COVID stats. Oh, yeah. First of all, the flights in today, for those people curious. We've got 2 flights in from the Czech Republic. We've got 1 from Slovenia. We've got 1 from Lithuania. We've got 8 flights in from Poland. We've got 5 flights in from Amsterdam, 3 in from Italy, 1 from Corfu, and we've also got 1 from Athens as well. So again, those are the people that are expected to arrive today. COVID in the last 24 hours here in Greece. Well, the good thing is it is on a downward trend at the moment. I did report to you the other day 520 new cases across the country. Today I can report 489 new infections across the country, which brings the grand total to 419,909. That means, are we going to hit the 500,000 level before the weekend? All right, we shall keep an eye on that. As for new cases being identified into the country, that seems to have stabilised, considering all the tourists that are coming in and out. There's only been 1 case identified, the same as yesterday, actually arriving into the country. So therefore, it's not people bringing it in, it's people spreading it within. All right. Now, as cases on the ground, there's been no new cases reported here in Zakynthos. So at the moment, we've only had 6 cases for the month of June in comparison to 44 for May, 177 for April, and 184 for March. So at the moment, no new cases here. And the last case that we had actually was a tourist who tested positive just before they were about to fly home. So at the moment, only areas that have double-digit figures, they seem to be being published. And at the moment, no double-digit figures here. So at the moment, it is just 6 cases for June at the moment here in Zakynthos. When it comes to deaths at the moment across Greece, there's been an increase by 1. We had 14 yesterday new deaths, and today 15 new deaths reported, bringing the total up to 12,613. And once again, our condolences to those families that are affected by a passing of a relative or friend. When it comes to the ICUs, good to say that the ICUs are on a downwards trend as well. I did report to you the other day that it was 271 cases in ICUs across the country. That number has now dropped down to 256 critical cases, of which 167 are male and 89 are female. Once again, just to remind you that the average age of people in the ICUs at the moment is 67 years of age, and 83.5% of those have underlying health conditions or are over the age of 70. Right, okay, right, let's get on to the news then. Right, today's news. Now, and I like this title, and now for the not so good news regards holidays. All right, now I've got to be honest with you here. I'm taking the news at the moment from the British side of it, not from the Greek side of it. Believe it or not, the mainstream media here in Greece has not reported 1 iota of what was reported yesterday in the UK, and I can understand it straight away because it is confusion. That is the word. Absolute confusion as to what is going to happen. I heard so many stories from people yesterday saying, oh, the Brits are coming, the Brits are coming. But on the same token, 1 minute they're saying they're coming, the next minute they're saying they're not coming. And until people start arriving and getting off aeroplanes from the UK and holiday companies here on the ground in the theatre of operations, very military term being used there, I will not believe it until I see it. And once I start explaining to you the reason for the confusion, you can understand why the Greek media is taking a step back at the moment to see how things will play out. All right. Now, this is coming from the Daily Mail. For everybody thinks about the Daily Mail, at least sometimes they actually do some good reporting. Now, for the not so good news on holidays, flights tripled within hours of Grant Shapps putting 16 new countries, including the Balearics and Malta, on the UK green list and saying double jabbed amber travellers won't need to quarantine on their return. Looking at the list this morning, Greece is still on amber, which means the quarantine will happen when you return. Now, the Transport Secretary, Grant Shapps, announced via Twitter, and this is another issue. Everything at the moment is being announced by Twitter as if not coming through the government, but him getting handy with his fingers on his mobile phone, which again is causing a lot of MPs to get very upset. Why are we getting all our announcements via Twitter rather than an official announcement coming through the Houses of Parliament to make people understand exactly what's going on? Because 1 minute this is happening and the next minute it's a retraction. And we saw that last night, actually, while we were in Magdalena's. 1 minute it was Greece is allowing people to come on holiday. They're going into the green. This morning, we're back on the amber list. Anyway, Transport Secretary Grant Shapps announced via Twitter which countries had made the cut for the green list. He said the Balearic Islands, Malaga, Ibiza and Mallorca, along with the Madeira, Grenada, Barbados and Bermuda have all been downgraded from amber to green. Mr. Shapps had also said the government will allow those who are double jabbed to holiday in amber list countries later this summer without having to quarantine on their return. And also in a major boost for Britain's Jet2.com and Jet2 Holidays announced plans to put on 70 additional flights to Malta and Madeira in anticipation for a huge spike in demand. So again, Jet2 and Jet.com Holidays, they're announcing demands at the moment for the likes of Malta and Madeira. No talk about demands for for Greece in any way. Meanwhile, 6 countries, including Tunisia, Haiti, will be put onto the UK's travel red list, meaning only UK citizens and those with residency status can travel from here and must stay in quarantine hotels for 10 days. Right, now, let me just show you the information that was posted this morning. So you can see on the green list at the moment, we've got Antigua there, Israel, Jerusalem, Malta over there. Now they're on the green list. Now this green list will start operation as of 4 a.m. on Wednesday, the 30th of June. All right. Now, when we look at the amber list, that is the amber list at the moment. All right. And you can see that Greece is on the amber list at the moment. I'm just trying to find Greece now. Where is it? And it also includes the islands. So I'm just going to bring my finger in. There we go. Greece, including the islands. We are on the amber list. Now, he's saying that if you're double jabbed, you don't need to do quarantine when you return from an amber list country. But again, this is causing confusion at the moment. If you're saying that, why not put us on the bloody green list? Instead of saying, oh, yeah, if you've got a double jab, you don't need to quarantine on the return from amber. Again, they're even changing the rules in regards to their own traffic light system, which is causing... It sounds more like the football with the Champions League and the Premier League, etc. It really does. It is not clear and concise so that everybody can understand what's meant of them. And then when we look at the red list down here, we see the likes of Egypt are in there. We also have anywhere else that's a holiday rival for us. Is Turkey in the red list? Is Turkey there, despite it having the highest rate of infection? Oh, yes, Turkey's there. So, again, Turkey is on that list as well. All right. So there you go. That is the list at the moment as it was published in the early hours of this morning, which was different to the list that we saw yesterday night in Magdalena's when we were all getting into very... intense discussion over what was going to happen. Now, going back to the announcement, Israel and Jerusalem, which have been on the UK's travel green list since its inception, they have now been added to the green watch list. Okay. Now, the other categories which signals that a country might be moved to the amber list in the near future includes Antigua, the Balearic Islands, Barbados and Grenada. And in another blow, France and Germany launched a joint push to make Britain's quarantine on arrival in the EU, despite Boris Johnson hailing the real opportunity of opening travel to double-jabbed holidaymakers. And that was the thing that annoyed me more than anything else. Thank you to those people who sent me those video clips of Boris. I think he was at some military show somewhere and would not answer a direct question, yes or no. Asked if he was going to go on holiday this year. It was and then he just starts talking about the success of the vaccine rollout and how successful the vaccine rollout has been done. And as every typical politician will not answer a direct question with a yes or no answer, shilly-shallies around the subject, tries to change the subject. I'll give him his due. The guy who was doing the interview was really pressing him for a yes or no answer, and he never got a yes or no answer. He just got a lecture on the success of the vaccination program, which seems to be the Mirandus operandi of not only the British government, but also the Greek government as well. Anyway, travel chiefs, welcome Mr. Schnapp's update with Virgin Atlantic chief Shay Weiss describing the decisions to allow Antigua, Barbados and Grenada as a constructive step to allow much needed holidays. But she also criticised the decision to leave the US on the UK's amber list, saying today's announcement fails to go far enough. I'll agree 100% with that. She also it was said that some Britons had jumped the gun and revealed that they had been booking flights and stays abroad before the Transport Secretary's announcement. And one thing that was actually highlighted yesterday, we were talking about it, and somebody told me the same yesterday night, that once the announcement was made, the price of holidays tripled. So don't be too surprised. Those people who are looking at booking a holiday here to Greece, if we get the go-ahead that you're going to be able to come and we don't have the restrictions we've got at the moment with quarantine, I'm not even going to say going on the green list now because of the confusion that's going on at the moment, you might find your holidays will suddenly go up as much as 3 times in price, as has already been seen for places like Ibiza, where holidays have gone up threefold since the announcement that they were on the green, as it were. Right, coming back to Greece then, the Greek National Biometrics Committee is expected to give its approval for the mandatory vaccination of Pacific social and professional groups, such as health workers, in its report that is to be released today, Prime Minister Mitsotakis said. Now, the obligation will apply in autumn once all opportunities for the voluntary vaccination of citizens has been exhausted over the summer. These chickens are small. Shut up! All right, in the meantime, a persuasion campaign will be undertaken to ensure that as many people are vaccinated as possible. So what they're saying at the moment is that basically it's going to be, we'd like you to come and have the vaccine jab at the moment. We're going to educate you into about the benefits of the vaccine jab. But by the autumn, if you're not complying, we will tell you you must have it. Anyway, the local Greek press understands that the conditions set by the committee before mandatory vaccinations begin include making the process as easy as possible and allowing people to choose the vaccine they want, and to have additional vaccine centres so that people don't have to travel far to get the vaccine. What's more, the committee is set to insist on the need for information campaigns over the summer targeting specific groups such as health professionals, educators, young people and the elderly who have not yet been vaccinated. That's me. Okay. Discussions are being held about including statistics that will prove the benefit of the vaccine. Those who refuse to be inoculated will not be fired, but they will be transferred to other divisions that are not in contact with vulnerable citizens. That's also something else that the local press is understanding at the moment, although that has not been confirmed. Anyway, the campaigns are expected to go on air from July onwards and will run for a full 2 to 3 months before a final decision on mandatory vaccinations will be made. It is given, however, that from next autumn, vaccinated people will enjoy privileges such as being able to eat indoors, in dining areas. Fully vaccinated people will begin enjoying privilege. I like the word privileges. And that was a word that he said he wasn't ever going to use, but he says we'll enjoy privileges in the coming weeks, and they'll be able to head to the gym without a mask and enter indoor cinemas that open at the beginning of July with a demonstration of their certificate without having to upload their self-test results. Anyway, as of July the 1st, fully vaccinated are expected to be excluded from the program of mandatory self-testing. So we already discussed that yesterday. So there you go. The pressure is on now for those people who haven't had the vaccine, like myself, to go and get vaccinated. Right, moving on to another story, not related to COVID. A court case into the death of a lady here on Zakynthos called Eleni Avantaki. That continues on Monday. This case started last Tuesday in the 3-member criminal court of Zakynthos and not in a criminal court, as it was inadvertently written in the Hermes newspaper. Now, this tragic event happened in November 2016 when the 42-year-old woman, who was a mother of 2 small children, passed away after a routine operation at the Zakynthos hospital. And the case is of great interest because it had received a lot of publicity, and it also led to the closure for many days of surgeries as well here on the island. So again, this is an ongoing inquiry. It's been done in front of the 3-member criminal court of Zakynthos, which is not a criminal court in the true sense, but it's basically a inquiry as to what has gone on in the hospital that led to the death of this woman back in 2016. So again, I'll keep my eye on that story. Can I just tell you, first of all, the hospital here works extremely hard. Please do not be afraid of the hospital. They work extremely hard under very, very difficult circumstances, and we'll wait and see what the outcome is from this inquiry. Anyway, will you lot shut up? Go on, off you go, Norris. Off you go. That's Norris. He's like the head man. Anyway, also going back as well, a Greek-related story. The president of the National Association for Public Health, he said on Thursday the Delta variant of COVID-19 is expected to become the dominant strain in Greece by the end of August, which is yet another reason why people need to get vaccinated. Anyway, Panagiotis Aromenos told Sky TV, Greek Sky TV that is, that the variant has been detected in Athens, Crete and Corinth. He said, we have already announced 11 cases of the Delta variant, and more are expected to be announced today. Those who are not vaccinated are at risk. He continued, adding that the Pacific strain is 50 to 60% more contagious. In order to get through the summer, we must be vaccinated, he added. An emergency meeting to discuss the spread of the Delta variant in Greece will be held at 3 p.m, or was held at 3 p.m. on Thursday, with the Deputy Civil Protection Minister, Nikos Hariadis, infectious diseases expert, Sokratis Tiriadis, and the Minister to the Prime Minister's office, Akis Soritas. But at the moment, no feed out from that as to what goes on. All right. Also, as well, you might remember yesterday the case of the cleric who chucked acid over 7 bishops while they were discussing defrocking him. Now, all 7 of those metropolitan bishops injured in Thursday evening's acid attack by the defrocked priest have been discharged from hospital after receiving the appropriate treatment. One of the bishops who suffered more serious burns remains in the plastic surgery clinic of the CAT hospital in Athens. 3 bishops who were found to have suffered mild corneal damage, that i.e. it got into their eyes, and mild burns in the face and the upper body, received appropriate treatment. A statement was released by the hospital. One of the bishops will be re-examined on the 26th of June. The Archbishop of Zakynthos, he was one of those that was also burned by this acid attack. He was released from hospital on midnight of Thursday night. Okay, early on Thursday, the priest was arrested for the acid attack and was committed to the state psychiatric hospital. So again, we shall see what becomes of that gentleman. Anyway, also as well, not another good story in regards to the priesthood here in Greece. A 49-year-old priest from the town of Agrinio, who was being invested over a recent rape claim, was arrested on Thursday for possessing child pornography material. The state-run news agency reported the material was found in a computer at his home during a police raid. Authorities had initially launched a probe into the suspect after a woman filed a report claiming that the priest had raped her when she was a minor. The man will be led before the prosecutor yesterday. The police are expected to make an announcement about the case later today. So at the moment, I've not seen anything come up there. And finally, a kind of bit of mixed news, actually. Greek officials and the press on Wednesday were offered a tour of the UK frigate HMS Kent, which was docked at the port of Piraeus. UK Minister of State for Defence Procurement Jeremy Quinn and the First Sea Lord and Chief of the British Naval Staff Admiral Tony Radakin have met with Greek officials promoting UK frigates. Now, what is known is that Greece is in the market to purchase 5 frigates to boost their fleet. And at the moment, Greece is getting ready to host a trade defence exhibition later this month that's going to be occurring up in Athens. And so you'd think Boris would make it clear that the UK was going to put Greece on the green list if he wants to sell 5 frigates, which is still, there is still a contract at the moment or a tender out between particular nations over these 5 frigates that Greece want to purchase, that he kind of would sweeten the deal by reopening up the holiday market here in Greece with clear, concise information so that people will know what they will, that they can come on holiday, basically. But anyway, that's it for the news for today. I'm just going to quickly try and read some of the comments. I know some people are writing reams at the moment. Sam Curtis says, morning Ginge, bloody government. I'm still hoping September goes okay. I can't really afford to take 10 days off isolating. Anyway, hope you have a great day. Off to work now. Looking forward to your dance anthems tonight. Yeah, don't forget dance anthems tonight on beatsradio.co.uk. 2 hours uplifting music that inspires and puts you in a good place. Anyway, that's later today. Thank you for that, Sam. Stanley Jackson says, was fuming last night. Got on the body, laugh out loud. Days of ironing the holiday clothes in hope of our flights on the 8th don't get cancelled and we can still come. Well, we hope we see you, Stacey. That's all I can say at the moment. Christine Brown is watching. Mandy Jolly, previously Hatton, says the world has gone crazy. I will agree with you 100%. Will Brand is watching. Karen Bush is watching. Steve Thompson is watching. Steve Hinkland says Gallimera from a wet and cold UK. Well, that is one thing for sure. It's not cold. It's not wet. We have got really hot sunshine here. And it was interesting riding back last night from Magdalena's. I was just with a T-shirt on, basically. Didn't need to put a jacket on. There was no chill in the air as I drove back. It was still very, very hot. Anyway, Steve Thompson is watching. Carol Walker is watching. And those seem to be all the comments at the moment. Anyway, I do apologise for the early start. It just means it gives me longer today to sort stuff out. Once again, I'll keep my ears to the ground. Again, we're hoping that some common sense is going to come. Don't forget that our curfew here stops after Monday, the 28th. A lot of people didn't quite understand that yesterday when I was speaking to them. The curfew that's here is lifted, but that's lifted after this weekend. So this weekend, bars and restaurants and that are only able to open till 1:30 in the morning. But as of the 28th, which is next Monday, they can be open for as long as they like. So at least things are on the right move there. Hoping maybe some clarity will be given in regards of live entertainment, going inside of venues, inside of bars. At the moment, everything has to be done outside. At the moment, you can have up to 300 people for a wedding, all right? And you can have a DJ play music at your wedding, but you're not allowed to dance at your wedding. So again, some of this needs to be cleared up, needs to be completely ratified as to what the rules are, so you're not incurring hefty fines for opening your business. Some people are still refusing to open their businesses at the moment, and you know what? I don't blame them. I really don't blame them, because at the moment, the uncertainty is absolutely driving people mad, and they're on about mental health. All right. And all we've got to be aware of people's mental health. I don't think the government realises how much they're messing with people's mental health at the moment. And they're the ones who are trying to keep this policy going to respect mental health. So anyway, we'll wait and see if Boris says anything today. We'll wait and see if Mitsotakis says anything today. But anyway, if you're here, enjoy your time while you're here with us on the beautiful island of Zakynthos. If you're wanting to get here, I just pray, fingers crossed, that clarity is given. A lot of this bullshit, and I like Asa's comment there, which I don't think I got to read that comment out from Asa, because basically, I'm seeing some other comments now. Morning Ginge from Damp Nottingham. Cannot believe Greece still in amber. Asa is actually up in Athens, as far as I'm aware, still there. Asa's another person who's decided, you know what? I'm better off staying in Athens at the moment, simply because I know that I have got work here. It's too risky to come back to Zakynthos with the uncertainty of everything. I'm better off staying in Athens at the moment for the time being. So again, I respect that, and I can understand that 100%. Also, big shout out to Tim Crystal. Tim, I'm going to give you a ring after this broadcast, mate. Have a little chat with you, see how you're getting on. Tim's our Elvis tribute at the moment. And once again, I will keep my ear to the ground. You have a great day wherever you are. I just pray that some common sense starts to come through at the moment. At the moment, the madness of the UK government is affecting everybody. And also, once again, Brexit is coming into play here, with the French and the Germans wanting to stop Brits coming abroad. They say it's for health reasons. I believe it's more Brexit than health. See what comments I get on that. But anyway, I'm leaving it from there for today. I will speak to you again soon. You take care and have a great day. And Wiggy, we're rooting for you, mate. All right? Catch you later. Ta-ra.